Whether it's a weeknight meal, a Saturday night, and you want to do something kind of like date night at home, today we're going to bring it to you from Kansas City Steak Company with their top sirloin steaks. Not just any sirloin, top sirloin. We're going to talk to you about the difference and why you want this 75-plus-year-old brand bringing you these delicious meats that they serve only to restaurants. You cannot buy Kansas City meats in any
No grocery store.
No. And today we're bringing it to you in an 8 or a 16 count. Now, Chef Ralph Pallarino's here with me today to talk to us about these. These are the perfect size.
Yep.
5 ounces. I love them. Mm-hmm. And whether you're grilling, whether you're sauteing, whether you're throwing them in your air fryer, which is my new favorite way to make a steak.
Oh, you've been doing that?
Yes.
I tell people all the time, and they go, really? I'm like, yeah, think about it.
There's nothing like an air fried steak.
Because the hot air, you get that crisp all around that steak.
Yeah.
And by the way, it cooks faster, and it's more of a controlled atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
Think about that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
because when you put it on your grill, you're kind of like, oh, I hope it's good, right?
Yeah.
The air fryer, it's surrounded by heat, so there's no hot and cold spots. It's all the same.
Well, listen, let's talk about the steak right now, okay? Because the thing is, Kansas City's been doing this for over 75 years.
Okay. Why this steak? Because this is a top sirloin, not to be confused with a sirloin steak. And then when you look at that, it's extremely juicy, well marbled, but it's got the leanness of a filet mignon.
Wow.
It also is the second most tender cut on the cattle to the filet mignon. So this is that everyday approachable steak because let's face it, Alberti, not everyone can afford a filet mignon every day.
I always say it's the tenderness of a filet mignon, but it's got like this taste of like a New York strip.
Yes, it's got that bite, that chew.
The meatiness to it.
Yes.
And of course, what's really nice is the fact that, you know, whether you're cutting it into strips and throwing it over a salad like I love to do, especially like during the warmer months.
Yes.
Or if you're serving it as like a full course meal.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah. I'll make your salad right now.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that great?
It just melts in your mouth. Today, if you're picking up the 8 count, $19.99 gets it home. I have fewer than 500 to go around. If you're picking up the 16 count, you're saving about $25. I got fewer than 400 to go around. That's coming home for an easy pay of just $31 and change. And 81463 is your item number. Okay, Ralph.
Yeah.
So when it comes to preparing these steaks, obviously we want to defrost.
Defrost, yes.
Usually you give us some really good chef's tips on how to get the perfect sear.
Yes, so what you want to do is make sure that you rid it of any moisture. So use those paper towels. Take about 3 or 4 of those paper towels and just kind of grip it like that. Get all that moisture off and then coat it with your favorite olive oil or oil, avocado oil. And then, like you said, put it in that air fryer. Put it on the grill or just simply put it in the broiler.
Okay.
Now, I was talking to a friend of mine who's very into health and fitness, and he said every meal should be surrounded by a protein. That's how every meal should start. And I was thinking about these top sirloins because they're loaded with protein, but they have absolutely almost no fat. I mean, they are lean, and you just see that right there. And they're juicy, by the way.
Yeah. And you know what? No gristle, no bone, nothing to throw away. You eat 100%. Each one of these is individually blast frozen and vacuum sealed.
Yeah, you have
which is really nice. You got one right over here.
Right here.
And what does that mean for me, Ralph?
Okay, so that means it's going to last for 12 months, number one.
That's nice.
Number two is when you blast freeze anything, it's basically capturing at its peak performance, at its peak freshness. So when you defrost this, it's going to taste just as good as the day it was put in the package. You can't say that about a grocery store steak because they just sit around for a long time.
Or even if you're like taking them and you're putting them in the zip baggies and then freezing them, that process is very, very different than a blast freezing process.
100%.
And it actually preserves the flavor very differently when you do that blast freezing.
Because oxygen ruins everything, unfortunately, when it comes to food. So you're right, we take all that oxygen out. And it was funny, I had a conversation with the guy at the grocery store about meat, because, you know, I'm always
well, why not? Yeah, you're chatty.
You know, I'm chatty. And he said, you know what? He goes, these steaks, he goes, they sit around for a long time.
Wow.
Like he said, he goes,
gentlemen at the grocery store,
they sit around for a good amount of time.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, he said he likes the funkiness, but I didn't know. But I was like, oh, not me.
But what about this?
But look at this. Yeah, this is, by the way, I love it. This is 5 ounces, which is the perfect. Because we talked to our foodie friends, and she said, you know what? We love your 4 and 5 ounce steaks.
Okay.
Because they're approachable, they're easy, they cook fast, and sometimes you just want, that's all you want.
So listen, here's what's great about this, right? If you love a good steak, whether it's, again, just a Tuesday night, a Wednesday night, or maybe it's date night, this actually works for both, especially at this value, especially at this easy pay. You're getting 3 payments of $19.99 for an 8 count. If you're getting home the 16 count, it's 3 payments of $31 and change. That's fine. Let's see. Yep, there you got Rachel.
And look at this chimichurri.
Rachel and I both love a good steak.
We do love a good steak, and I came in because I was like, summer grilling, happy at last. Summer grilling happened so fast. Mellow steak.
And by the way, a chimichurri sauce is so perfect for these steaks
Never
during
met
the
a
summer.
steak I didn't like.
Oh my, that was great.
Wasn't that cool? So just take all your favorite herbs, some crushed garlic, olive oil, and some acidity. And as soon as the steak comes out, here's a quick shift tip. I know we don't have a lot of time. When the steak is hot, that's when you want to put on that chimichurri, because it'll just suck it in and get all that flavor.
That was great.
Right, listen.
Thank you for the bite.
8 count, $19.99. If you want to double that count, go to the 16 count. It's coming home for just $31.66. M81463 is your item number. We have fewer than 750 total of those to go around, and we just got them back in. Ron Polarino, always a pleasure to have you in the show. Continue placing your orders at QVC.com for them. Hey, our summer mini event, Chilling